Yeah, I don't understand the first part of the question. I'm not sure whenever you would say you were satisfied with anything in this sport, in this game of football, because you're always searching for improvement. So there's never going to be a line where I draw and go, there we go, we're very happy. That would be the start of the downfall. In terms of how I communicate with the players, there's no way I talk about anything but the need to work and improve daily. So every training session, every meeting we have to get better. And those are the rules of football. The clear fact is here that when normally you have 1 month or so of pre-season, you don't have that, nor have other teams. And maybe that's a factor in the results that we're seeing. But we have to concern ourselves least with that. You know, there's nothing given to you in the Premier League or the Champions League, and all we have to do is carry on working to get relationships around the pitch, to have players fit, which has obviously been an issue for us, and stay calm, keep working.
Translation, please.
Bueno, no entiendo la primera parte de la pregunta, porque nunca un entrenador se puede decir que está satisfecho con el equipo, siempre está tratando de mejorar, así que nunca voy a decir que estoy completamente contento con lo que está haciendo el equipo. Con respecto a mi comunicación con los jugadores, siempre quiero trabajar para mejorar cada día. Creo que eso es la regla del fútbol. Y creo que, lógicamente, esta temporada no hemos tenido el mes de pretemporada como los otros equipos, pero no tenemos que preocuparnos por eso. Creo que nada está regalado en el fútbol, ni en la Premier ni en la Champions League. Así que, lógicamente, lo que tenemos que hacer es continuar a trabajar, continuar a tratar de mejorar el nivel y también la condición física.
John Southall, BBC 5 Live.
Hi, Frank. How much did you learn from last year's Champions League, and I mean, what in particular would you have taken away from that experience for this time around?
¿Qué aprendiste de la experiencia de Chelsea en la Champions el año pasado y qué lecciones vas a utilizar para este año?
Well, I think it's a great platform to learn, because in the Champions League you're playing against the best, and we played against the best in Bayern Munich. And it shows you the quality level of the players and the team and the work that they've done there and the strength of their teams, and where we were a young team last year, working a lot to improve. I think the Bayern Munich game was a great marker for particularly the young players in the squad to realise the levels that need to be attained. I remember having that feeling myself as a younger player. Getting through the group was also difficult for us, having lost the first game last year, so we needed to show a lot of discipline and the focus to get through hard matches away at Ajax and away at Lille. So hopefully there's some really good lessons that the players and the team have learned in that period.
Bueno, creo que la Champions es una buena plataforma para aprender. Creo que en la Champions te estás enfrentando a los mejores equipos, como lo hicimos el año pasado. La calidad de los jugadores y de los rivales también está claro en la Champions. Creo que el año pasado fuimos un equipo joven y, bueno, fue una oportunidad para mejorar para nosotros. Creo que lo vimos frente al Bayern de München, fue una prueba importante para el equipo. Y yo recuerdo también como jugador joven, pues la oportunidad de aprender que te ofrece un partido de Champions. Creo que también fue difícil para nosotros pasar el grupo, sobre todo tras haber perdido el primer partido. Creo que tuvimos que mostrar una buena concentración, buena disciplina para sacar buenos resultados fuera de casa frente al Lille y frente al Ajax.
Sammy Mockbell, Daily Mail.
Hi, Frank.
Hi.
You've mentioned before football at the top levels is often about really fine margins. What did last season's participation in the Champions League teach your players about those margins? And then just on a follow on from that, do you think the circumstances, the conditions that we're playing in at the moment behind closed doors, etc., has kind of blurred those margins at all?
Has hablado de del hecho de que en el fútbol de élite cuentan mucho los detalles. ¿Hasta qué punto la experiencia del Chelsea en la Champions del año pasado pues fue una lección en cuanto a esos detalles? Y con respecto a las circunstancias actuales, lógicamente jugar sin aficionados, ¿crees que has cambiado algo con respecto a esos detalles?
Yeah, I mean, we lost against Bayern Munich without a fine margin, to be fair. But what I will say is that when you talk about details in games, I remember the first leg very well. We didn't play particularly well in the first half, but we had a couple of opportunities to score. And in the second half, Bayern came out and scored 2 and 3 goals in quick succession, and pretty much, made the tie very difficult for us, obviously. So I think when I mentioned before about concentration and focus and discipline in our away results last year, I think that becomes even more important than any other kind of football because of the levels of the Champions League. So that's something I will always put very clear to the players going into games of this level against opposition like Seville. With the lack of fans blurring the fine margins, unfortunately, I can't really give you an answer on that. Something's obviously, changing at the minute in terms of the number of goals and some of the results that we're seeing. I think there are contributing factors, and I think the fan one is a contributing factor, but to what degree it's blurring those fine margins, I actually don't have that answer, I'm afraid.
Bueno, creo que en la última Champions perdimos, fue un resultado claro frente al Bayern de München, pero igual en la ida, sobre todo en la primera parte, no jugamos muy bien, pero sí que teníamos algunas oportunidades. Luego en la segunda parte el Bayern de München hizo 2 o 3 goles y prácticamente mató la eliminatoria. Creo que lo que dije antes con respecto a la concentración, la disciplina es algo más importante en la Champions, y eso es algo que voy a decir a los jugadores, ¿no? Sobre todo cuando te enfrentas a equipos como el Sevilla. Con respecto a lo de los aficionados, no sé, lógicamente hemos visto algunos resultados con muchos goles, pero no sé hasta qué punto pues la ausencia de los aficionados está impactando sobre estos factores.
Joey Hayes. Joey Cox.
Oh. Hi, Frank. Is there any update on Billy Gilmore's rehabilitation? Is he anywhere near fit or training yet?
¿Cómo está Billy Gilmore? ¿Está disponible?
Yeah, Billy's working really well. He's got probably 3 weeks away from his return, working outside on his own with the physio still. We hope that he'll integrate with either ourselves or the under-23s to get some training minutes soon. Yeah, so hopefully 3 or 4 weeks, I suppose, probably the other side of the next international break, all being well.
Sí, está trabajando bien. Creo que le faltan algunas 3 semanas para que pueda volver. En este momento está trabajando solo, pero esperemos que podrá volver con los sub-23 para sacar minutos. Creo que 3 o 4 semanas tras el próximo parrón para las selecciones.
Last question, Andy Dillon.
Hi, Frank. Can you hear me okay?
Hi, Andy. I got you.
Hi, good. Just a small 2-parter from me, please. First, I was just reading your comments this morning in which you were talking about the players' reluctance to kind of go a bit more direct and shut a game down. And I think you said that it was ingrained in them. And I wonder if that's a worry to you about that's a whole new discipline you're going to have to teach them about being defensive and a bit more sort of, shutting things off. And also, sorry to bring this up, but the number crunchers have worked out that in 43 games, your teams have let in 63 goals, which is 1.5 goals per game. And I think that's the worst record of any Chelsea manager. And I just wonder whether that preys on your mind or whether you think we're in a different era now. Just interested in your thoughts on that cold, hard stat, if I may, please.
Mm-hmm.
Bueno, 2 preguntas. Leí que tras el partido con el Southampton hablaste pues de la falta de la capacidad de los jugadores de matar partidos. ¿Te preocupa esto? ¿Vas a tener que pues enseñarles esta nueva manera de jugar? Y otra pregunta, en los últimos 43 partidos el Chelsea ha encajado 63 goles, o sea, 1,5 goles por partido. Es el peor récord de cualquier entrenador del Chelsea. ¿Esto te preocupa? ¿Qué piensas de esta estadística?
Yeah, I mean, I keep talking about the need for work and how things can take time. And again, Andy, that we've now playing with some new players coming into the squad and players that are coming into playing the first team. So I think it's very understandable at this stage of the season to have moments in games where I talk about game management and the need to maybe go longer and mix our game up. It's something that obviously has to be worked on with time, and things like Southampton at the weekend, unfortunately, are a lesson to be learned in real time, because as I said, we don't have so much time with the players so far this season, and that will come. And we need to make sure those lessons are learned quickly, and the players will be made very aware of that. In terms of the goals conceded, yeah, I am aware of the stats, and I don't know if you were listening before when I mentioned the fact that the other stat is that since I've been here, we've conceded the second least shots in the Premier League, I think behind Manchester City. So it helps you to sometimes maybe narrow down some of the issues, and the issues are that we don't concede many shots on our goal, but when we do, we concede goals, and it's something we're aware of. I think we were aware of when you look at recruitment, but more than importantly than that, you're aware of when you work every day on the pitch with the players to make sure that when we hopefully set up well, we don't concede many chances, but the chances we concede, we let in too much, and that's something we work on specifically. And of course, we want to concede less goals, as all teams do at the moment. There are teams that are conceding a lot of goals in the Premier League. I think we're all in a similar position to a degree with that at the moment. It'll always be something we work on as much as we do our attacking play.